I have dealt with Palestinian terrorism ever since I was a child. You know, Lebanon, I was born and raised in Lebanon, which used to be the only majority Christian country in the Middle East. We were open-minded, we were fair, we were tolerant, we were multicultural, we had open border policy. Boy, does that sound familiar so far? We welcomed everybody into our country because we wanted to share with them the westernization which we had created in the heart of the Middle East. Unfortunately, we imported people into our country who did not share our values. In 1975, my 9/11 happened to me when radical Palestinian Islamists blew up my home, bringing it down, burying me under the rubble, wounded. I ended up in a hospital for 2.5 months and later ended up living in a bomb shelter underground in an 8 by 10 room without electricity, without water, and very little food. And that's where I lived from the age of 10 till the age of 17, robbed of my youth. So when I talk about Palestinian terrorism, I'm not talking about something that happened yesterday. I'm talking about the same type of barbarity being repeated decade after decade after decade by the Palestinians against what they perceive their enemies, whether it's Jews. In our case, it was the Christians in Lebanon. The massacres that the Palestinians committed on October 7th in Israel were the exact same type of massacres they had committed early on in Lebanon. And one of the first massacres was in the city of Damour, where the Palestinians would walk into a bomb shelter. They would find a baby with a mother and a father hiding. They would take one leg of the baby, tie it to the mother, and another leg tie it to the father, and pull the parents apart, splitting the child in half. They would split a mother's abdomen, pregnant woman, and pull the baby out while she was alive. They crucified men and cut off their genitals and put it in their mouth. So what they did on October 7th was just what they do, commit barbaric attack that now the world is saying, no, it can't happen. I remember debating with friends of mine from Jordan, Christians, who say to me, oh, Brigitte, Israel is lying. This is all AI. This is all artificial intelligence. It's not really true. The Palestinians did not do that. This is just artificial intelligence generated videos. And the reality is, what I tell them is not only they did it to the Israelis on October 7th, they have done it to the Christians back in Lebanon in the 70s, and artificial intelligence did not exist. So what we are dealing with is barbarism on a world scale, and the world needs to wake up and understand that we need to deal with this barbarity once and for all. And good for Israel, who has gone into Gaza and is demolishing the terrorist infrastructure. They need to do that in order for them to survive.